The neighbors called the police because Scrappy lost it, flipped a whole damn table, broke a glass, and screamed so loudly. This is because Bambi has been hiding a whole child, and it's not his fault. Little Scrappy was just hit with a betrayal of the decade. Not a rumor, not a guess, a whole secret child with a whole different man, and Bambi never said a word. He learned about it through a leaked direct message, not a face-to-face conversation. But a screenshot received at 2:47 a.m., Bambi froze and didn't blink, saying, "Who's this little boy calling you mommy? That's none of your business." She said, "Boom, mama. ADs on Instalv live, crying real tears and throwing Bible verses like confetti. Steve J has been too quiet, and now there are rumors that he knew the entire time the streets were talking and Scrappy." Little Scrappy was sitting on the edge of his bed with his phone in hand, eyes fixed on the screen as if he were trying to will away the message, which was a single text with a photo attached and a caption that said, "When you lie about a child, you don't just break trust, you light the whole damn family on fire." The room was silent, the kind of silence that screams louder than any words could ever say. He's not just heartbroken, it's dangerous now, and this is just the beginning. The text read, "Thought you should know." The picture showed Bambi, his wife, holding a toddler he had never seen before, but Scrappy knew deep down that this child wasn't his Bam. He'd exude D, his fingers shaking, got no answer, and called twice straight to voicemail. The walls seemed to close in as memories flooded his mind with memories of their wedding day, the birth of their children, the promises they made, and everything that was now tainted by this revelation. Determined to find answers, Scrappy drove to their home, which they had once shared, but that was now a house of secrets. Bambi was there, surprised to see him, and he said, "We need to talk," holding up his phone. She looked at the picture, her face a mask, off emotions, shock, guilt, and fear. "It's not what you think," she started. He demanded. "Then explain." And after a moment of hesitation, Bambi admitted that the child was hers from a brief relationship during a period of separation. She had kept it hidden out of fear of being judged and of their family's demise. Scrappy felt the ground shift beneath him. The woman he loved and the life they built now shrouded in lies. He left without saying a word, the weight of betrayal heavy on his shoulders, and the media learned of as the news spread. Fans, friends, and family began to ask, how could this happen? What would Scrappy do next? The stage was set for a drama that would enthrall the world, and soon after, the internet began to analyze every detail, with Twitter going into overdrive. The story and headlines blared about Bambi's secret child, shattering Scrappy's world. The entire story suddenly changed course, with screenshots of Bambi and the child going viral and anonymous blogs claiming to have receipts. One account even leaked a phony birth certificate with the father's name listed as someone eerily familiar, Stevie J. That is Bambi's rumored business partner, the man who had been inexplicably spending time with the family for months. Began piecing together the details, including the nights Bambi wasn't home and the vacations she claimed were for work. The mysterious posts Stevie J made last year featuring pictures of baby shoes, a bottle, and a quiet caption that read, "Big blessings loading." Could the plot really be thickened when Mama D jumped in? You know she wasn't going to sit back quietly, so she went live that same night. Fans were flooded with comments before she didn't even hold back when she said, "I told you all that this woman wasn't the right fit for my son," she snapped, her voice shaking with rage. "I knew there was a snake in the garden," she said, and now everyone's talking about it. Stevie J is the father. Bambi was cheating all along. Scrappy needs to take that baby for a DNA test ASAP, she said. Mama D wasn't done. "This isn't just about infidelity," she said. As the live stream went on, she alluded to betrayal from those closest to them, those they trusted, claiming that there are documents, conversations, and contracts that were signed secret, and that my son was set up. "I received voice notes, DMIs, and receipts," she stated, This ain't no rumor. This is real life. My son is broken, y'all. He called me last night. She stopped, wiped away a tear, and sobbed like a child who had just lost everything. You could feel the hurt, the betrayal, and the weight of everything falling apart. Meanwhile, Scrappy had vanished, leaving no social media posts or statements. Which naturally made matters worse, because when the world is watching, silence is loud. And in that silence, the theories kept an increasing number of anonymous insiders began to come forward. One of them claimed that Bambi had been living a double life for nearly 2 years, raising the child in a separate apartment that was paid for by Stevie J himself. Another source, who was allegedly close to the Love and Hip Hop production team, said that this plotline had been purposefully kept secret to preserve certain reputations. But now that the truth was out, there was one thing that no one could deny. Lil Scrappy was having an emotional breakdown, and the world was watching every move. The silence didn't last long, and by day 3, Lil Scrappy finally made a comeback. But it wasn't what fans had anticipated. No live video, no statement, just a single heartbreaking video. Our NDAs were falling apart, blogs were devouring it up, YouTubers were having breakdowns. Now the fans were picking sides, Team Scrappy or Team Bambi. An Instagram post with a black screen and a caption that said, "Everything isn't always what it seems, but pain is always real," went viral in a matter of minutes. Fans, bloggers, and even celebrities began to speculate about whether the rumor about Bambi was true, and whether he had actually learned about a secret child. However, before anyone could breathe, an anonymous whistleblower came forward to a dubious blog site with, the internet went into overdrive when they claimed to have proof of leaked medical records, birth certificate photos of a child with Bambi's features, and the real gut punch. The father's name was not Lil Scrappy. The blog claimed the child was born while Bambi and Scrappy were still together. And they even claimed that Bambi concealed the baby by pretending to be on vacation and vanishing to a wellness retreat. And fans zoomed into one of Stevie J's old Instagram stories from that period and discovered a chilling background audio of a crying baby that sounded exactly like one of Bambi's. Arizona, but that wellness retreat was actually a private maternity suite booked under a false name. Jay's name reappeared not as the father, but as the one who allegedly helped Bambi cover it all up. Daughters, and as if things couldn't get any messier, Kirk Frost suddenly appeared in the chat room and reposted a mysterious quote that said, "Some people love to play family until the truth comes out." No names or tags were included, but everyone knew who it was directed at. Then, screenshots of private direct messages between Bambi and her purported baby daddy appeared, showing her pleading with him to keep quiet and not ruin. "I'm just trying to protect Scrappy. He doesn't deserve this," was even said in one of the messages I created. By this point, the streets were on fire, and Mama D, who never shied away from a fight, got on Instagram Live with a glass of wine and the rage of a mother who has been deceived, shouting, "You lied to all of us. That ain't loyalty. That's cowardice." Mona Scott didn't stop there. When people asked why Stevie J was even involved, Mama D gave them a look straight out of a telenovela and whispered, "Because he's been involved more than you think. If you don't air this on the next season, I promise I'll leak the footage myself. You think I'm playing that baby? And I have cheekbones just like her." Viewers were shocked by the exploding hypotheses in the comments, which included Bambi being, and some people even implied that Erica Dixon was somehow involved in the lengthy scam that claimed Scrappy was the real father but had given up his rights in secret. In the meantime, Scrappy's team issued a vague statement asking for privacy while he deals with recent events that have had a significant impact on his family. Truth eventually comes to light. So until then, we ask for peace. But there was none. None. Discovered more blog leaked audio ease. Real audio Eve, a furious phone conversation between Scrappy and Bambi. He was sobbing and yelling at her, saying, "How could you lie to me like that's even real?" Bambi yelled, "You broke me at that point." Public sympathy. His voice was too calm. "I did what I had to do. You wouldn't understand." Fans who had previously criticized Scrappy for his past transgressions were now showering his page with support, which he didn't deserve. One fan wrote, "You were lied to. Stay strong, King." In the meantime, the purported baby daddy came out, but not on a well-known platform. Instead, he went live on TikTok from a parking lot, pacing and trembling as he revealed the truth. "I don't want any of this. If you're listening, buddy, I'm sorry you had to learn this way." The next morning, screenshots of the paternity confirmation went viral on Twitter, revealing that the child was not Scrappy's. The worst part was that the child's name was a direct combination of Bambi's and Stevie J's middle names. "I don't want fame, but I won't let that woman keep lying to me about that." At this point, the entire Love and Hip Hop series was being questioned. Fans were calling for Mona Scott to speak up, and other cast members began to weigh in. K. Michelle tweeted, "I told you years ago that these people are messy as hell, and that there isn't anything real going on behind those scenes." Joseline Hernandez even uploaded a video with the caption, "So the deer had a baby." The user burst out laughing. And while everyone else laughed, Lil Scrappy remained mute until 2 a.m. one night when he went live in a dark room, breathing heavily and crying uncontrollably. "I would have taken a bullet for that woman if I had loved her with all of my heart. But instead, she repeatedly stabbed me in the back, and the conversation erupted with love. I'm not going to sit here and play victim. I made mistakes too, but this broke me, and I had to start over." Scrappy ended the live stream abruptly, and the following morning, fans noticed something odd. All of Bambi's pictures were gone from his page, along with all of his memories and posts. It was even more telling that he unfollowed Stevie J, Kirk, and Rashida, and then quietly the following 48 hours felt like a cultural earthquake. With bloggers unable to keep up, fans creating conspiracy videos, and people going back and assembling clues from past episodes of Love and Hip Hop, pointing out side-eye, awkward silences, and cryptic quotes from Bambi, such as when "Some things are better left off camera," he said nonchalantly. Everyone thought it was drama for TV, but now it felt like prophecy. And just when it looked like everything could be settled, a new voice appeared in the chat room. It was Erica Dixon, Lil Scrappy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his eldest daughter. She didn't post a dubious tweet or go live on Instagram. With "I tried to warn him," she wrote in a full-length YouTube video. She said, "Now that everything is out in the open, I have to tell my truth. Scrappy is a good man. He didn't deserve this. I told him years ago that something about Bambi didn't sit right with me." She paused and looked dead. It began with her, sitting in a softly lit room, her voice calm but firm. "I remained silent out of respect." Within an hour, the video had 500,000 views, and fans were calling her the realest person and applauding her honesty. Even Mama D, who is known for her problems with Erica, reposted a clip with the caption, "Sometimes the truth comes from the place you least expect respect." Meanwhile, Bambi remained silent, posting nothing, commenting, and then boom, another plot twist. The accused co-conspirator Stevie J did what Stevie J always does, throwing gasoline on the fire and setting the entire damn match on fire. He went live from a studio shirtless, drinking a drink and grinning as if the chaos amused him. Everyone wants to act like saints, but behind the scenes, it's a completely different movie. "Did you help Bambi hide the baby?" someone in the chat asked. He laughed. "Listen, man, I've helped a lot of women hide a lot of things that are none of your business." The internet took that as a yes, and to make matters worse, a blogger shared an old, never-before-seen picture of Bambi and Stevie J holding hands. Then, a few weeks prior to Bambi's mysterious retreat in a Vegas hotel lobby, fans quickly connected the dots. Reddit was ablaze with theories. Was Stevie J the baby's father? Did Bambi use Scrappy as a cover? Was the entire marriage a calculated move? Then another bomb was dropped, this time from VH1A, which revealed that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was organizing a special reunion. This was not reality TV anymore. It was Shakespeare in a strip club, messy, raw, and painfully entertaining. Premise of the episode, Secrets, Scandals, and DNA, was that the entire cast would get back together to address the controversy. But the kicker was that it would be shot live, unedited, and aired in real time. Lil Scrappy, meanwhile, went radio silent once more. And his team released the announcement that Scrappy would not be appearing on any reality shows at this time, cause he is concentrating on healing his family and getting legal advice. Sent everyone into a tailspin once more. Rumors began to circulate that Scrappy had applied for full custody of his children with Bambi, claiming emotional distress, deceit, and instability, according to an insider. Even thinking about suing for emotional damages and fraudulent misrepresentation of paternity. It sounded dramatic, but everything else was completely plausible. Then came the voice note, a mysterious voice recording that purportedly came from a phone call between Bambi and an unidentified friend. In the clip, a woman who sounded eerily similar to Bambi says, "I just needed time. I didn't want him to raise a child that wasn't his, but I couldn't do it by myself. Stevie promised to help me fix it, and I trusted him." So, headlines screaming Bambi, confession leaked were all the internet needed. Twitter turned the quote into a meme, and TikTokers recreated the music. I thought he wrote it over images of well-known people. Betrayals at this point. The story moved beyond the realm of gossip and became a cultural event. Finally, Bambi broke her silence by posting a screenshot of her Notes app on Instagram with a brief but powerful message. "I'll always protect my children, even when it costs me everything. People love to twist stories to fit their entertainment, so believe whatever you want, but know that I did what I had to do." Mama D posted a video of herself responding to Bambi's statement shortly after. But it didn't stop the backlash because she read it aloud with a lot of mockery. "Oh, I did what I had to do," she repeated sarcastically. "Girl, shut up. You did what you wanted to do, and you destroyed my baby boy in the process. Even celebrities couldn't ignore it anymore." 50 Cent, who is always willing to stir things up, uploaded Scrappy's earlier live stream with a remark, "Damn, even ghosts didn't go through this much betrayal," and tweeted that the Bambi Scrappy drama had more twists than a Netflix series. However, Lil Scrappy remained silent during all the turmoil. Memes, outrage, and betrayal until a final Instagram post altered everything. It was a black, and fans recognized right away from the white photo of him with his daughter that the fight was only getting started, and while the public awaits more leaks, more footage, and possibly even a courtroom confrontation, one thing is certain: Lil Scrappy won't be going down quietly. It's not after everything he's lost, not after everything he's learned. Because when a man's heart breaks, sometimes it turns into a weapon. Bambi may have believed she had buried the truth, but it doesn't stay buried. Instead, it digs itself up, climbs out of the grave, and knocks on your front door while wearing a wire. Tell me if you're on the Scrappy side or still believe in Bambi. I know you all have opinions, so please share and subscribe because we'll be releasing audio next week. Seem like a love story, okay? Now that you've heard all the crazy twists and turns of this Lil Scrappy and Bambi story, here's what I want from you. Family, don't just sit there and get involved. What do you think about this secret child bombshell? Was Lil Scrappy the one who started all of this chaos? Is Bambi the mastermind behind it all? Or is there something darker at play? Share your thoughts and wildest theories in the comments section. I'm reading every single comment. So if you're here for the drama, the secrets, and the truth no one else will tell you, hit the like button like it's your last chance. Also, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next explosive update. Trust me, this story is far from over. And if you want to be the first to know when the next bombshell hits, keep in mind that this channel is your front door. Buckle up, hit subscribe. And get ready for the journey as we break down the most stunning, unfiltered celebrity scandals out there. True or fabricated, with no filter and no chill. Until the next time, remain curious, stay shady, and have those receipts ready.
Peace.